Is Virginia on mute?
I'm sorry, guys. I have two places that I need to unmute. I unmuted one. Are you guys just seeing me? Merry Christmas. Ooh. I'm talking to myself. Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas, Virginia. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. I have to unmute too because I use a speaker nowadays. So I have to unmute on my computer and then on the speaker. I unmuted the speaker and forgot the computer. Ugh. Okay. So I hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas yesterday. We enjoyed with family and ate well. It was cold here. We had snow 2 days ago, so we couldn't barbecue outside, but we still had fun. So I have to repeat what I was talking about. So mostly the last week, sometimes we have some consolidation the last week before the year ends, and which is this week, we have some consolidation, or we might have some slight bearish trend, and then we have a breakout. So historically, we know November, December, January are usually bullish months. So if we go by history, then it means we might have a bullish continuation as we go into January. So we've had SPY consolidating at this 475 level since it hit the first time on Tuesday last week. So this seems to be emulating what happened last year around the same time. Okay, so here we had SPY. So we were bullish. Okay, we had come from 348. Like we know historically, August, September, October are usually bearish months. So this is what happened from August all the way to October, mid-October. So last year, the bullish trend started mid-October. And then we went from 348 to 410. 410 is a key SPY level. We didn't go back to 431. Okay, so we created a lower high, and then into December, we had this pullback from December 13th all the way to December 22nd. And now this is what kind of something we are seeing right now. SPY is consolidating. So this consolidation went on from December 22nd all the way to January 5th. So this entire week, the last week of December into the first week of January, SPY was just consolidating. Then after the consolidation, of course, we usually know January is a bullish month. We had the bullish continuation. And this is mostly expected because, I mean, we don't have the usual volume in December. So that's why I was saying the best weeks to trade, the past 2 weeks are the best to trade because we usually have volume. And then when you go into the last week, we start consolidating. And then after that, we have the bullish continuation. So if we go by history, this is what mostly happens because there's low volume. That's what causes this consolidation. And then we had the bullish continuation into January all the way to February. So November, December, January are usually bullish months. And of course, even if we are bullish, we'll still have a pullback, consolidation, and continuation. Consolidation is also a trend, and we know consolidation is usually followed by a breakout or a breakdown. Okay, so don't expect much this week. I know it can be different each year, but this is usually what happens mostly because we don't have enough volume to drive the market up. Okay, So if this consolidation, if we start like now, we've started the consolidation, we know it can go on for 6 days, 9 days, 12 days. So if we get the same pattern here, and then we hope next week, before the end of the next week, we can have this move going up. But if we break out of consolidation this week, say today, then it means we might have that, we might go to hit that 479 level, to retest that 479. We know QQQ already retested 408 and broke it. Okay, so historically, February and March are usually bearish months. Okay, so if you see here, just exactly February 2nd, we hit 418. Then we had some consolidation. We went down, pullback, went down. This went on into mid-March. And the rest of the month are usually bullish all the way to July. That's historically. If history repeats itself again, then those are the trends we are anticipating next year. Now, the only thing that can change history is next year is election year. So we might have some twitch. So we'll have to look at what happens. We'll have to look at the history of election years. Just going back, 2016 had not started trading. So was it when was election? My daughter was born election year, Rina, 2016, when Trump became president. So, and then after 2016, we had 2020. We have to go back. I don't want to look at the history of election year today. I just want to look at the history of December, the last week of December. Okay, so again here we had just SPY now going to that 479, the last week of December. So this 2021, we had, of course, you guys remember 2021 was, we had that bullish run post-COVID. And that's when SPY went all the way from 298. Is it? Or 218. So this was post-COVID, was here. When was post-COVID? So from 2021, when COVID 319, where's the 298? So from around when things started slowing down, I mean, things started going back to normal when SPY hit 298 here around June. No, this was the pre-COVID run. COVID started 2019 or 2020. So here when we started things, at least things going slightly back to normal, SPY started the run here from 298. We had dropped all the way to 218, but this is when we started at least things going slightly back to normal. And then we had the bullish run we started having the bullish run from 298. And I remember that's when, am I confusing? That's when I started trading in 2019. But this is when now things started at least going back to normal from 2020 June, mid-June. Then we had this bullish run all the way to 479. Okay, so this was the run we were running up into December, and then January we had this pullback. We started now dropping. So this we were influenced by the COVID and post-COVID. But if you check before 2019, 2018, usually mostly the last week we don't have a lot of action. This way into January is the same thing. So this pre-COVID, before COVID things. So this was December. We didn't have such a big run all the way until January. So mostly the last week, there's not enough volume to ride the market in one particular direction. So this is what, during that time, we will be this week, just preparing ourselves in case, just looking at different stocks, in case we have bullish continuation as history predicts. We usually have bullish run from November all the way to end of January. So that's what we'll be looking at this week. So I'm gonna be changing how I post the daily top watch. So on the daily top watch, I'll mostly put stocks in a squeeze and excuse me, stocks that are create NR7. Okay, so like we talked, I think we discussed NR7 a lot last week. When we have a run like we had here for 7 days, that's NR7, or NR4. Who is Rose? Yes, I have seen some new names here. Who is Rose Wamba? Or somebody is using somebody else's computer. So NR7, we'll be looking at, it means the stock has been creating ranges for the past 7 days, then on the past 6 days or 7 days, then it creates a narrow range bar. So it means if we have such stocks, the following day we're expecting either it will continue to break the high of the range or pull back to create the low of the range in a bullish run, or we can have NR7 it means for the past 7 days. Oh, hi, Sifa. Oh, nice to see you. Okay. So NR7 is not only bullish, it means it can be bearish. For the past 7 days, that stock has been trending down, creating ranges, and then it creates a narrow range bar. So for that stock, we're either expecting a bullish continuation for a bullish NR7 or a bearish continuation for a bearish NR7, or it can reverse and change and go the opposite direction. So this, when you look for NR7, you find possible plays for the day. Okay. And then for the squeeze, you find possible plays for the day. Okay. So that's for SPY. If this continues this whole week, we have consolidation. I was hoping would retest 479 and break it, so it will give us some clear indication where the direction we are going to go in July. But there are so many stocks that are consolidating, tech stocks that are still consolidating, so they're affecting SPY. But for QQQ, we retested and broke 408. Okay. So we had this run, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then on the 12th day, we had a doji. So if we are running, we have such a trend, you're counting 9 days is what our strong bullish run should take, 9 days, or after that, a multiple of 3. So it can go on to 12 days, but always look at the days hitting a multiple of 3. Something usually happens at the multiple of 3. So this was our day 12. We had this doji and we broke, we hit 410. So we broke 4.8 from Tuesday last week. Then we hit 410. Then we had another day of indecision and another indecision we didn't break. We haven't retested 410 to go higher. So we are looking at, it's important to see what happens this week. And mostly QQQ is pegged on to semiconductor stocks that we've seen what they've been doing, AVGO, QCOM, NVIDIA, and all that. So NVIDIA is squeezing today. They gave the list of the stocks that are squeezing. So if NVIDIA is squeezing, then it means we look at semiconductors and also look at QQQ. Something might happen, and sometimes the squeeze might materialize. The squeeze might materialize if you guys see it's squeezing on. This is the red one. So if we're using this, we've been squeezing since. If you see this band change to red, it's squeezing, and if we are using. So this one is not showing, it's not showing the blue color that we are used to when a stock is squeezing, but this, you can just look at the Bollinger Band. It's inner squeeze. It's not expanded here, it's squeezing here. So NVIDIA is squeezing. We are gonna look at it this is on the daily. So when this, and we know it reported earnings, we haven't had so much action apart from when it hit 505. And then it pulled back to 449. And then we created a lower high, almost retesting. We retested this 505 level. I know on the daily it's showing 505, but this level here. I know this one is showing 502 on last ER in August, but I know it went higher. Sometimes you don't get the actual level on daily. Just confirm the level on the 4 hour. Okay, so you see on the 4 hour, we went to 520. So it's important you get the right level on the 4 hour, because that will show you a retest level. So any time we are hitting any level below 520 is a lower high. Okay, so this is the level on the 4 hour. And I know sometimes on the daily chart, the week doesn't get it doesn't pick the week to the top of the level. So always confirm on the 4 hour chart what the level is. So 520. That was in August. Then we came to 407, lower high, and we went and broke to 392. Okay. Then we went back up. This is this ER that was in last month. We didn't hit 520. That's why I'm saying it's important to know the level on the 4 hour. So this was a lower high, and we rejected this level here, 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 and then we had a bearish continuation. So we assumed we reversed when we hit 520, and then we came to 392. So this was a pullback. When we pulled back, we still didn't go back to 520. This was 509. And then here, we had another lower high level, 505. Okay, so we can either continue up to retest 509 and 520. We still need to give NVIDIA an opportunity to try to retest this level or go to 520 and break it. But if it fails, then we're looking at a bearish continuation. It means you're going to break this level, 450, and then go to, this is the next support, 392. So we know on the daily, this squeeze, we know how the daily squeeze, it's not the same as the 15-minute or 1 hour. It means we're going to get a good move when it's done squeezing. So if we go by this, it needs to break this, the baseline, which is the 50-day moving average, and the level is 480. So we are looking at NVIDIA. If it's going to break 480, then we are looking at it going down to these levels, 456, 449. And if it breaks, if it stays above 480, then it needs to go to that 509, 520. Okay, so NVIDIA is squeezing. Okay, so it's squeezing here. Microsoft also is squeezing. Okay, so I've tried to be impatient with Microsoft. I've been looking at it every day, but it's barely breaking below this level, and it's not breaking above 377. So we had this run. I mean, this is expected. This is what we call calm after storm. We had this run from September all the way to November. When all these stocks were going down, this started trending up pre-ER. Then we had this consolidation. This has been going on. So this is expected. So Microsoft is also squeezing. So we are looking at it. Any stock squeezing on the daily, you're looking at it every day because we want it to either break out of this. I know we talked about UNH and we look at UNH and people are surprised UNH are dropping, and we're like, we looked at the levels and we spoke about UNH and we were waiting for it. The day it breaks below this consolidation support level, or the day it breaks above the consolidation resistance level, it will tell you the direction. Okay, so Microsoft, we now have Microsoft, we have NVIDIA. So we are looking at it, whether it will gonna break the 365 or gonna break above this 377 to go higher. Okay, now if we go by what happened to UNH, and it's a stock we were talking about for a while, we even talked about the levels. This is what happened. So it was squeezing for all this number of days. It was not breaking. It was, you remember, it was post-year, and for all this time, it barely broke these 546 to go to 555. And then we had this move down, then we had this move up, then we had another consolidation for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for 6, 7, 8 days. This support and this support. So the first candle that breaks out of this support, consolidation support, which was what happened on Thursday 14th. So you just want that first candle that breaks out of this consolidation. That's what is giving you the direction. I remember T, I don't know if T is here, he asked me that question. How do you know where it's going? You want that first candle that breaks out of this consolidation. And we got that when it went from 546 to 529. So the next one is your entry. And this is what we had from 542 all the way to 515. So we were waiting patiently for this, and then unfortunately we are missing this. We just needed, you can set alarms for these stocks that are consolidating. You don't want to miss these moves. And you see, after this we had, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we have an inside bar. So this one has an NR7. So we were looking at NR7 on a bullish side, and this is NR7 on a bearish side. And you see it's been breaking the rule for all these days that it's creating lower high, lower low. We had an inside bar here, then lower low, and then another lower low, and then we had like a double bottom, and then an inside bar. So this is also a stock to watch, UNH. That's an I don't know. I don't think I've posted the list of NR7. So this is one on the bearish. An example of a bearish trend has been trending down for 7 days. Then you have an inside bar. So all these stocks that we've been watching, even Lily, the move might not happen in one day that this stock just drops. Okay. So Lily, it's still, as much as it's this consolidation is still going on, we said Lily can be a good stock to trade because of the range. But as much as it's been consolidating, it's been slightly breaking there. So we had this consolidation level, it was broken here. And then now it's back again had this inside bar came, this was still a higher low level. Even if it continued down, it was still a higher low, and here it was still a higher low. So we're still looking at Lily. We still don't have where, if you look at the difference, this band needs to extend down or it needs to extend up, like what happened to UNH. So we had UNH, the band extended down. Now, if you're using this, the band should change, slightly change to yellow. Then you want it to be gray, then you're getting continuation. When it's gray, you have continuation. But because it's breaking a rule, we must, anytime a stock is breaking a rule, something has to happen. It will either pull back, and if it doesn't go to 538, then you're expecting bearish continuation. We want the walk. We don't want this breaking the rule. So if we're looking at a stock and we've been saying UNH, you're just timing it. Every day you're looking at the daily level. The day it breaks this, then you're getting puts. So we also had LMT. It's still squeezing. So we had it break slightly out of this consolidation, this candle, then it decided. So you might have a stock going down, and then if you're seeing this, then it means it's still not decided where it wants to go. That's why it's still in a squeeze. And then it might go up. It might be trying to test both the high and the low of the consolidation until the move happens. So I don't know if anyone, I know one time Lero was saying, talking to me about UNH, and I'm like, we were looking at it. So it was the day it broke that consolidation level, it was an indication to get puts. So if you're missing such, don't miss the squeeze on the daily, because you're getting those 6 days, 9 days of a stock trending down or a stock breaking out. So we are still looking at LMT. I know if we have been patient here, we shouldn't miss the move when it starts happening. So now we have 438 and we have 454. So it needs either to break out. You can set alerts maybe at slightly below this consolidation level, because I know there was a time I set exactly at this level, then I missed the move. So you can set slightly below it, let's say 452, and then set another one at 454. Then you can set here 443 and then 438. So when it touches those levels, it's telling you, look at me, something is gonna happen, because we just need one candle either breaking out of this consolidation or breaking below, then we get the move. So now we've added Microsoft to that list. Okay. So the same thing, Microsoft, and then NVIDIA. Okay. So we have NVIDIA, we have Microsoft. So Tesla is still squeezing, but we're still not breaking that 257. So we need a clear breakout. We need to break that 257 level. I know it's a pain in the behind. 258 level. Okay. So we're watching either it's gonna break out. It's now, we had this squeeze on these levels, and now it has taken this squeeze back to this high level. So it's still squeezing. We still don't have, you want to see, so we had this squeeze. You want to see this, it breaking rules down here, and then you have the walk. So we had breaking rule, then this inside bar, then we had this walk. So we want the walk where a stock is just going down without breaking the rule. And then we had this now from 194, it started going up. So here it broke rule, but it's still squeezing because it's not breaking this 258 level. Okay, so we still have Tesla in that group. Okay, then we have So we had MA. So we wanted MA to break. You remember we were looking at it to break 417. That was a key level from 418 from before in September. And then it broke it, but it's also consolidating. So we had it's consolidating around this 427 level, 426. So we want it to make up its mind. So please, those stocks are consolidating. Even if you miss the first day, don't miss the rest of the days because it would have made up its decision. You don't want to miss those moves. Okay. An example of a stock that was also consolidating, I don't know if it is IBM or INTC. Okay. So here, INTC. So we don't have the squeeze, but it's also consolidating. Here, it's not breaking this level, barely. It needs to, I know it's a small, I said I'll be giving you guys even smaller TR. Look at this post TR, it went from 32 all the way up. So now look at INTC. I don't know if I included INTC or IBM. So I've posted this on the weekly watch list. I forgot to put NVIDIA here. So we have INTC. It's in my head. I didn't put it. Somebody remind me to put it there and work on NVIDIA. Workday. So we had those runs for tech stocks. It was running post ER, and then now this, nothing. So after it hit this 280, I know you can't see the squeeze, but this is consolidation. So there's a squeeze level and consolidation level. So this one, we are not seeing the squeeze. Why? Because it had a squeeze here, and then it broke out, and now it has a wide band. But it's not squeezing, but it's consolidating because for all this number of days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, we've had no action. It's not breaking bullish, it's not bearish, it's just going sideways. Okay, so that list is important. You're not just looking at it one day. You want the candle that makes a decision. Either it breaks 280 or it breaks 269. So whichever makes a decision, 267. If it's breaking below this level, it's going lower. If it's breaking above this level, it's going to 290 and above. So workday is there now. So this is not just a one-day watch. We can have stocks that are consolidating for, we've seen UNH went on for 19 days. So now has a squeeze, okay? So we needed to make up its mind where after it hit 721, 720, it had a shallow pullback for 2 days, created 2 lower lows. Then it has failed to go back to 720 and it's now consolidating. I know it's not a lot number of days, but we want to catch them before we start monitoring them when they've hit. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5 days. We've seen Microsoft. I know Amazon seems like it's going up. The consolidation on Amazon, you can see it better on 4 hour. So sometimes you have to, and you see it's squeezing, you have to look at 4 hour. Sometimes the daily might not show you because this stock we had this squeeze here, then it was going up and breaking rules. Then it created an inside bar and another inside bar. But if you want to see the consolidation well for some of these stocks, just move to 4 hour and you can see from 19th, you're seeing it's going sideways, and it's having a squeeze on the 4 hour. So Amazon is also, we're looking at it, it hit 52-week high. This 155 is 52-week high. So it's overbought, but we might have it continuing up, or we might have a pullback. So we have Amazon, I looked at MA, I looked at Microsoft, we have Uber. Okay. The same thing on 4 hour, it's squeezing. It went to 63, 52-week high. And this is not breaking this 60 level. It's just squeezing in this tube. If we look at the daily, it had a wide band. So it was coming all the way pre-ER, just trending up. So you might not see the squeezing on daily. So you have to switch to the 4 hour and see the squeeze. Okay. And then we have roast. So it has the squeeze on the 4 hour. So if we look at daily, it has a wide band because it was trending up from this squeeze pre-ER in October, then reported earnings at a shallow pullback, and then it's been going up, and consolidation here went up, consolidation here. So we want to see if it's going to break below this 133 level, or it's going to retest 137 and go higher. Okay, so this is not just for today, this is for this week. These stocks are consolidating. You don't want to miss those breakouts. Or breakdown. So this one also has been trending up on the daily. Here it's been pulling back, but if you go on the 4 hour, we don't have the red or the thing, but it is squeezing. This just being this tube, it has to break above 161 or break below 153. So it's squeezing on the 4 hour. It has to make up its mind what it wants. Okay, so those ones I've put on the daily because they are having a squeeze on the daily chart or on the 4 hour. Shop. So after we had that run, it went to 70. It almost hit 80. Oh, it hit 80. So it's also squeezing on 4 hour. Okay, and also squeezing on the daily. So since I know we had this move here, but the squeeze happened from November 30th. We had these, and then we had this shallow move up, barely creating a range candle. So this 1, 2, 3 candles, then it's back again. So look at shop. We looked at Lilly, Tesla, LMT, Nvidia, Microsoft, Disney. Okay. So Disney is also squeezing. So we had this run pre-ER, post-ER to 96. It didn't go to 1 or, is it 103 or 1 what? 103. So it didn't go to 103. This is the previous high level from the ER in May. Okay. Dropped to 78. So hit 96, still a lower high level. And then it pulled back 89, and then now it's squeezing. So this is a low, we remember this is a lower high, so it can be either direction, either to break 96, or it's gonna break this 90 to go retest this bearish continuation to break this 78. Okay, so the thing about squeeze, it can go either way. So you're just timing that one candle that breaks the support of the consolidation, or the candle that breaks the resistance of the consolidation. Some other stocks, LMD, Pen, You guys who gamble on sports, you make bets. Okay. So we have this run post ER. These are small ATR and it's squeezing. We have LMD. These stocks were those COVID stocks. If you guys remember LMD, Piton, they were COVID stocks. So they seem like they want to go up. Still squeezing, small ATR, FSLY. Okay, small ATR, squeezing here. Came from 24 to 13, then started going up post ER, and now it's still consolidating. Small ATR Futu is also consolidating. This is Donna's baby. But she ditches it when it's bearish. So squeezing here, we had this squeeze, then dropped. It broke this support, 52 to 50. So it's squeezing again, watch it. Either we're gonna have bearish continuation. The last level from way back in May when these Chinese stocks were beaten down, went to 35, or it needs to go back to 64. I know Baba has been beaten down. So if you're seeing, anytime you see Chinese stocks in any list that I give, even if it's one stock, just look at the entire sector for Chinese. So look at PDD, Baba, Baidu. Okay, JD is also Chinese. It's been doing terribly. Okay. From this year, went from 41 to 24. We might not see the red thing, but it is squeezing. Squeezing on the 4-hour and squeezing on the daily. It's in the tube. So those Chinese stocks mean some action might be coming. Okay. Piton, all these are COVID stocks that were beaten down post-COVID. You guys just ran back to the gym. And these stocks have never recovered. It's squeezing here. I know it's a small ATR. Okay. We had this squeeze, this thing. Almost, it is a penny stock now. Such a beautiful stock. Tosh used to love Piton. She made very good money with Piton. Okay. Lots of room. 171, $4. Is squeezing on the weekly since September. So lots of room. I can't even say, just lots of room. If it starts going up, you guys, we don't need another pandemic. We just need them. They need to come up with new ideas. I don't know. So it's squeezing, lots of room. BJ, a small retail stock. Okay. Squeezing on the weekly, squeezing on the daily. It's post-ER. We still don't have major movement after this drop post-ER. So looking at it again, also, some move might come on the daily. Squeezing on the 4-hour all this time. Okay. So those are the stocks in a squeeze. A squeeze on the daily, you keep looking at that stock again and again. Set those alerts, pick your favorite ones. We have Microsoft there, we have Nvidia, we have Lilly, we have Tesla, we have LMT. We have good stocks that are squeezing. Now, apart from that, on the weekly watch list, I'll be looking at stocks. I'm going to start emulating this smart money. So where they are buying and where they're selling. So I look for stocks that have gaps. These people they don't behave like retailers. They don't sell as stock has moved 2 points, 3 points, we are selling. No, they have order blocks. So those order blocks, and this one is squeezing on the 4-hour. And on the daily, how comes it's not in my list? So it's squeezing. It is in my list because not of the squeeze. Let me just note it down. Okay. So we have these smart money traders. When a stock is squeezing, it basically means there's either somebody accumulating or distributing. We discussed that topic. If you've not, you don't know what that is, find one of those videos in the new people. I sent you the videos from June, July, August. Okay. So the squeeze is basically meaning not retailers, but these smart money guys. There is either somebody who is accumulating. Accumulation is you're buying, they're buying without necessarily making the stock go up. So this is why we talk about the level at the top of the squeeze and the level at the bottom. So you might see this stock going up to this top of the squeeze and then going down. So here we have the 607. No, we have 600, 605, I think 612. Oh, I've said it needs to break 613. So the top of the squeeze, the 613, and then the bottom of the squeeze, is the level. 590, 595, 594. Okay, here. So somebody is buying, accumulating is they're buying without necessarily making that stock go up or making that stock go down. So it's whenever that stock goes up, us retailers are busy selling, but somebody is buying. They have a set, as they've set a limit where they're buying and they're not buying above this price, or they're not buying below. I mean, they can buy below it because they're buying, but they're taking advantage of retailers who have small number of stocks. You know what makes your options move is people trading the stock. That's what makes options move. It's not that it has to be the price moving, the stock price moving to make your options, whether calls or puts. So calls, you're betting that this stock will go up. It's a contract representing 100 stocks. Or a put is a contract representing 100 stocks, meaning you're betting this stock is going down or you're betting this stock will go up. But what moves the option price is when people are trading the stocks. They're either buying or they're selling. Okay, so when stocks are in a squeeze, it's those big smart money guys. Somebody is accumulating or somebody is selling, distributing. They are selling without necessarily not dropping the price. When they're done selling, then the stock drops, or when they're done buying, you see the stock going up. That is basically what consolidation and what a squeeze is. Okay, so ADB, somebody is either buying or selling. When they are done, then you'll see this stock dropping, like what we saw with UNH. When they were done selling, the stock dropped. So you don't want to miss. These are the stocks you're looking at, because when that first candle, that's the first day. So squeeze on the daily. Even if you miss the first day, don't miss the rest of the day. So every day you're looking at stocks that they were top gainers or top losers. Then when you see it, you'll come and see, oh, ADB was a top gainer or a top loser. You come and look at the daily chart and you see, oh, this stock was squeezing. But now you have the knowledge of the stocks that are squeezing. So when that happens, you know the next day you're getting puts because it has made up its decision. That person is done. He's done with selling or is done with buying. So you don't want to miss that run after they're done selling or they're done buying. You can read more about squeeze or about consolidation or, sorry, distribution or accumulation. So ADB is there. It's post-year. After this down move, we've not had any action or this number couple of days, and it's squeezing. So ADB, it's there. I've posted the levels. ZS. Okay. So we had this run pre-ER and post-ER, and somebody is just for this number of days, the stock is just not going anywhere. We don't have a squeeze because it was squeezing down here and then we had the move, but yeah. So T has posted the stocks in a squeeze on 4 hours. So look at them: DE, Lulu, Post, AVGO. We know Lulu, Coast, AVGO. They're still in that strategy where they're supposed to continue up. Okay, so when I say stocks will run for days, it means even if they're running for days, they will still pull back, continue, or they can consolidate, then continue, consolidate, then continue. So that's why we are timing those squeeze. Okay, so DE, if somebody is noting down, DE, Lulu, Coast, AVGO, I will not be able to look at all of them. Okay, AVGO is also in this list where, but now the why I'm picking ZS, ADB, and Alta and MDB is because we have a history. We have a history on these stocks where people are buying or selling. Now, for stocks that are hitting all-time high, we have a history of pullback, going down. We don't have a history of going up. We don't know where these guys have set their buy or their sell, because this stock is creating all-time high. So they're being cautious. But we want to have these stocks where we have a history. So it's either it's going to continue up or it's going to pull back. So ZS is there. I don't know if it's squeezing on 4 hour. It is squeezing on the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, you can get a move for days. A squeeze on 15 minutes and 1 hour is mostly for scalping or day trading. But a squeeze on 4 hour and daily, you can have the move for days. Like you're seeing this squeeze, it went on for days, and it's been consolidating since December 15th. And then it's still consolidating, and now it's squeezing. So we're looking at it today, and when it makes up its mind, either it's going up or it's going to pull back. MDB is also there. Somebody is either buying. So when the stocks have peaked, and I haven't been able to put the levels for, we have Spot there and Apple and Nike. It means somebody is buying or somebody is selling without necessarily making the stock go up or making the stock go down. So when they're done, and those, smart money, they are holding stocks in millions. Those people have trained recently. I showed you guys how to look at Finviz. You want to go look at insider trading. Those CEOs, when you go look, you'll see there's Mr. Zubaka, I call him Zubaka. He's been selling Meta, Crowd, they've been selling, AVGO, they've been selling. So it means they're not selling one share, they're selling millions. This Zubaka knows how to get money. Anytime Meta,
Zuckerberg.
huh? I call him
Zuckerberg.
Zubaka. I know, I call him Zubaka. It's just easier in Swahili than than to pronounce that hard a name. I just call him Zubaka. It is. Okay. He's been selling Meta. When you go look at insider trading on Finviz, every time Meta moves, that's why Meta. So some stocks I really don't like, because we have CEOs and those top directors. They're very greedy. Anytime the stock moves very little, they're selling. So make that stock, it doesn't make that stock moves in those big gaps. But if you look at others, MDB is one of them, because not so many, you'll rarely see MDB, the director selling, and MDB will fill those gaps. That's why MDB has room to move. But Meta, that guy, and our friend who smokes weed. That's why Tesla is not moving. Anytime, just go to look at insider trading. You'll see that guy, Zubaka, selling, millions. Okay, so ZS in that list, MDB. You want me to twist my tongue? I was born in Kenya, MDB. And I have my mom and dad speak different languages. So I have Swahili, Kikuyu, Luya, my goodness. So MDB, somebody is either buying or somebody is selling. Now, the reason I love MDB is because it fills those gaps. Now, look at this, 373, 425. So it was post-ER. This was a lower high. We have 459. We have 425 is a lower high. So either somebody is selling or someone is buying. Now, when they stop doing it, when they're done, you will know. You'll see the one day it either breaks out or breaks down. That one day, even if you miss one day, don't miss the other days, because it's not just one day move. It means somebody has made up their mind. They were selling, and then now that stock's going up or it's going down. Okay, I don't know if it's squeezing on the daily. It is squeezing on the day. How is that? My goodness, what am I looking at? MDB, ADB, MDB. Okay, so if we have we don't have lots of volume this week, we might have this squeeze continuing. So that's why if we go by history, I'm thinking bullish. Alta is there. I'm thinking bullish. So that's what I'm hoping for. Okay, so this one we had a run post-ER. Why is it in my list? Oh, it has I said I'm going to include those stocks that have a huge gap where these smart money people are either buying or selling. Okay, so it's been squeezing here. This one has turned gray, started going down. So look at Alta also. After that run post-ER, this is a pullback. So it might have continuation or it can continue going down. Okay, so we have ZS, ADB, ZS, Alta, MDB, Sport. Okay. I don't like how Sport moves. Since it was added to NASDAQ, ugh, I just don't like it. Look at this. Ugh. It's not just clean move. Somebody is either buying. So we had it going up. Look at this. Really, it's not the same stock it used to be. I don't know what happened to this stock. It's just not giving us those beautiful moves. So either somebody is buying, it has those gaps to fill. I haven't put the levels. I'm looking for the levels where we have the smart money people either buying or selling. So when I say break this level, it means when I say hold, it means they have another order block for that support or an order block for sell. So it means they have an order block for sell. That stock will keep running until it hits that level, then these people sell. Okay, so that's what I've put those levels for. I have Apple there. And when you have Apple is our litmus, something is going to happen to the market. Okay, so we had this squeeze here, not really materializing, broke the rule, then it's pulled back to 193. My goodness. Somebody just doesn't want this stock to go to 200. Somebody is buying or somebody is selling. So you guys look at Apple. Look at this. It hit 199.81. Like seriously. We've been waiting for this 200 for I don't know how many years. In July, it hit 198. So we broke 198, 199. The same thing to McDonald's. Somebody doesn't want it to hit 300. So this, somebody is either buying or somebody is selling without necessarily make it drop drastically, without necessarily make it go up drastically. So that's why when the stock goes up slightly, then it comes down, we have those order blocks. Somebody's buying, buying, buying. And then it goes up again, it comes down. Somebody's buying, buying, buying. Or you have somebody who's selling. When it goes up to that 198 level, they are selling, selling, selling. So that's why it's very hard for some of these stocks to break these levels, because we have these big people who've just set their stocks to sell at this price. So that's why this is the first attempt. This was the second attempt. So we want to see the third attempt, and we have earnings in February. Is it January 25th? Okay. So those are the stocks I'm looking at, focusing on what I'll be posting on the weekly. We want to catch those squeeze or consolidations. We want to emulate with what Zubaka is doing and the rest. And Mr. Elon. Either somebody is buying Tesla or they're selling. That's why we're not able to hit even that 265. But the minute it does, it's either going up, or the minute we're breaking below this, the support of the range, we're going down. Any questions? Okay, so this is today, these are basically the stocks we would have talked about if we had a class yesterday. So it's not necessarily for today. It's just those stocks I've listed on the weekly chart, either consolidating or squeezing, or they have a big range. They're the ones we are monitoring, because we don't want to miss those moves when they happen. Okay, so we watch what happens this week. If we're not getting some action, it means it's going to be consolidation until Friday. When is New Year? I don't know.
Monday.
Monday? Ugh, another Monday. So we have 2 short weeks following each other. So when you're trading, if you're trading calls, please be cautious, because we only have 4 days of theta and like 5 days. So we have a short week. Don't be cautious when you're dealing with those lotos. Okay. So those are the stocks we're watching for this week. We would just want one candle, one daily candle to give us a direction. Then the next day we're getting it. So every day you're looking at stocks that are either top gainers or top losers. And if they're on that list of consolidation, I need to add ADB. Then it means you're watching for a breakout or a breakdown. Okay. So thanks for attending. We had a good number despite it being a holiday. Of course, Chep is doing this in her bed. I'm very envious. And let's see what happens this week. Now, if I see other stocks that have those big gaps. You've seen me when I'm talked about levels, I'm talking about gap fill. It means that's where the smart money people have either sell orders or they have buy orders, those order blocks. So if I see others, I'll add them to the weekly chart, because it gives us room to hold calls or hold puts. Good morning. How are you? As if you're coming here with food. Are you hungry? You just picked food and came with it. Okay, so that's it. Let's see how Monday. So also be looking at the volume. That's what I'm watching for. If this week we no, not this week. Today, if we have volume reducing, today we had volume going down from some stocks on Friday. Was it Friday? Friday. So today, if we have another day of volume going down, we might have a breakout or a breakdown this week. Okay. Apart from that, let's see. We have so many good stocks that we are watching, so we don't want to miss ADB, MDB, all those Microsoft, NVIDIA. So if NVIDIA is moving, it means QQQ will also be moving. Tesla is there, so it means even SPY will be moving. So it's gonna be, if we go by history, then it means January, we're gonna have some continuation. Okay. If then nothing else, then thank you guys, and continue enjoying with your families. Let's see what the market has today. If we get whatever direction it gives us, we might have some clue of what will happen tomorrow into Friday. So the Feds are not talking this week. So when you have a break from the Fed, sometimes we get a break and we have some move happening. Okay. Just be cautious when you're trading this week. We only have 4 days, and even next week we have 4 days. No. Next week. Okay. All the best. Thank you. Where is Dawn here? Sign us off, please. Dawn or Dell, sign us off. Where is Dawn? Who else wants to sign us off?
Let's make this money.
Let's make this money, guys. Thank you.